we have started a new channel called GST with Tax Marvel, where we'll cover videos on GST return filing, GST compliances, GST provisions, and also we'll talk about your GST updates from time to time. This series we have started with an intention that we should share some insights on GST. So I'll request you all to like and share our videos and also to subscribe our channels. Thank you, friends. Thank you. That is return by online information and database access retrieval taxpayer. And we'll see in detail who will file this return, what is the frequency of filing return, what are the precautions to be taken, and how the tables are to be filled in. So please stay with us. And next is your GSTR 5A, right? Return by online information and database access retrieval taxpayer. Who are they? Any example? Any service provider who is situated outside India, but they have server or they have download in India. Like GoDaddy website registered in Malaysia, right? And you are transacting with them in India, right? So they don't want to register as a normal taxpayer, but they will register as an OIDAR, means online information access and database retrieval provider. What is, if you can just see the words, it is very simple. Online information and database access. What is this GoDaddy doing? They are hosting your website in their servers, and you can anytime log in and then get the information on your servers, or you can transact online, right? All these persons generally will not get registered in India. So there is a notification which said that all these OIDAR service provider will be registered in Bangalore, centralized registration in Bangalore. They will not get registration in, yes, Google same case if their server is located outside India. In most of the cases, if you'll see, if you are buying your login detail or email IDs from Google, now they are billing from Gurgaon. So they have presence in Gurgaon. Generally, I am talking about any service provider which is not present in India, but they have servers located outside India. So Google, mostly for all practical purpose, they are based out of India, and they are providing service in India, right? What is GSTR 5? So again, OIDAR, it is a return for services provided to unregistered person or customer from a place outside India. So it is only B2C services, right? They are located outside India and the recipient or the customer are in India. B2C, customer in India. B2B, this return will not come, right? Next, who will file? So OIDAR company will file this return. Even if there is no transaction in a month, they will file a nil return. So nil return filing is mandatory. GSTR 11, nil return is not mandatory. We'll see when we'll come to GSTR 11. But for GSTR 5A, nil return is mandatory, right? Next, what is the due date? 20th of the subsequent month. Same like GSTR 3B. Same date like GSTR 3B. What details you want to file? So, outward supply made to non-taxable person or consumer in India, amendment to details, right? They will file these two details only. Even they are not allowed to claim any ITC. They are not allowed to claim any ITC, right? It is a kind of information return only, and they will pay tax. That's all. So again, we'll come to this. I have already made payment on CBC portal for GSTR 5A liability. Do I need to again make payment in? So CBC portal means your custom website, you are paying tax. So once you have paid tax under custom website, provide the payment reference number in your GST return. That's all. So friends, will move on to your GSTR 5A. Again, as I have already told you, like based on my registration profile, I'll have my return. So see here, based on their login, it is only one return, GSTR 5A. They don't have 1, 2A, 3B, no return is there. It is only GSTR 5A is there. So see here, it is a simple return. 3 table is only there. What tables? Outward supply, taxable. Second, amendment. Third, tax payable. That's all. Right? So we'll go to details now. Taxable only, non-taxable, why will they file returns? This business is taxable. So they are providing business to B2C customers. For B2B customer, the recipient, the GST registered person in India will file, will pay tax under RCM. It is import of service. It is import of service. For B2C transaction, they will pay tax in India. They will pay tax in India, right? Like as an individual, if you don't have a GST number and you want to make a website for publishing your blog, in that case, you will take this. They will invoice you as B2C and they will report in their GSTR 5A, right? But if you are a B2B registered customer, they will not report in GSTR 5A. You will file, you will pay GST under reverse charge mechanism and you will declare under as import of service in GSTR 3B table 4. Table 4 and table 1 for your services taxable under RCM, right? So here if you'll see your state, place of supply, taxable value and rate, that's all. So something like B2CS, something rule is B2CS means state wise, rate wise, simple. And their maximum rate will be your 18%. Generally they will charge under 18% only in case of your services. So rule for declaration is your simple, state wise, rate wise, everything B2C. So there will not be any GST number in this return. And since there is no GST number in this return, if you'll see the name of the return, it is OIDAR service provider. So it's a supply of service. Every time it will be supply of service. State wise, rate wise means they have 100 customers. They have 100 customers. And they provide service under 5% and 18%, 2 rate of service. So West Bengal, they have 10 customers, 5 under 5% and 5 under 18%. So once they will fill this table, this table once they will fill, they will select place of supply West Bengal, taxable value for 5 invoices, rate 5%. Next again they will select place of supply West Bengal, taxable value for 5 invoices, rate of tax 18%. 20 invoices they have sold in Maharashtra at 18%. Next they will come place of supply Maharashtra, taxable value 18%, right? A taxable value for 20 invoices, rate of tax 18%. Means all the invoices, if you will see, you will have to categorize your invoices first state wise. Out of my all customers, how many customers are in West Bengal, how many customers are in Maharashtra, how many customers in Telangana, how many customers in Andhra Pradesh. Out of that customer, how many invoices are 5% or 18% or 12% or 28%, right? See here below, you see the second slab, place of supply Jharkhand, taxable value means all the invoices for Jharkhand put together, rate of tax 5%, integrated tax and then cess. So you will not report invoice wise detail here because the recipient is not getting any input credit. I hope I am clear. Ajay, I hope I am clear. So Bharat, it can be 18, it can be 5 depending on the rate of service. So they can, it is not always that they will provide 18% service. They can provide service at 5% also. They can provide service at 12% also, 18% also. So generally their service will be 18%, but depending on 5% example. I'll have to think about 5% example in your rate schedule. So I'll just see and I'll get back to you on 5% example, right? So why I am saying this return dashboard is not prepared based only on 18%. Tomorrow if government will decide, tomorrow if the government will decide that this service is now 18, it will move to 28%. So this return dashboard will have an option to move it to 28%. They do not have a liberty to choose the rate slab. The rate slab is based on the tariff which is published in India. So in the GST council or your government has notified the rate of services, rate of goods. So you see notification number 5, notification number 6, 28th June 2017, you will find your rate schedule. So whatever service is there in the rate schedule, same rate is applicable here, right? So I'll move next. So one is your outward supply, second is amendment. What is amendment? Same. Yes, same Jharkhand 5%, same Jharkhand 18%. You will have two line items. First, total taxable value at 5%, total taxable value at 18% for Jharkhand. Right. Now amendment, like Shrikant asked 5% and 18%. So in case of any invoice, it is 5%, I have by mistake reported 18%. What will I do? I'll go to amendment. What can I change? I can change state code. I can change rate of tax. I can change taxable value. See here. I can amend. What can I amend? I can amend taxable value, rate of tax and your cess. I can change. So see here, your amended details are populated. So I can change, I can first provide B2C details, second amend B2C details, right? Since I am not getting any input credit, whatever I am charging from customer, I'll pay to government, right? There is no second thought. So whatever is my outward supply tax I have collected, everything I'll pay to government. See here. So I can change my rate of tax as well. So now once I have provided this detail, I'll preview again, last time also. Preview first, right? Then submit and tax. So once you click on preview, this draft return will come. Draft, and this draft return is nothing. My original outward, my amendment, and difference I'll have to pay tax. See here. So initiate filing I'll do. Once I initiate filing, the system will tell me what is my liability. Simple. Why? I am telling my liability because of my outward supply. So once I click on this initiate filing, the system is telling me a liability. So I'll confirm and submit. See here, the return is submitted. Once you submit a return, you cannot modify a return. That is where it is very important to understand draft, see, check and then submit. Don't rush, submit. And after you submit, then you cannot change anything. Cess is applicable or not will depend on the nature of service or nature of goods, right? This return, the person can deal in any service, and if government will tomorrow decide that okay, on this service cess is applicable, then the cess will be applicable, right? So cess is not based on my service or service provider. Cess is based on goods or service I am dealing, right? So on the nature of goods or nature of service, cess will be applicable. Right, moving on to next, offset liability. So liability payable is 78,172. What will I do? I'll pay in cash. I don't have any input credit. So see here, check ledger balance. Why I'll check ledger balance? Earlier I told you I can pay tax under CBEC portal also. So on the CBEC portal I have already paid a tax or created a challan. See here, your cash balance is coming. and then offset liability. So once my cash balance is already there, I will offset my liability. Offset liability means my balance will be used for payment of my liability. Offset liability. Knock off my liability with my cash payment. In this case, there is no input credit, right? So once I click on offset liability, it will become successful, and once it is successful, the entries will be posted in the see debit entry number. Debit entry number. Debit entry number means my ledger is debited. My ledger is debited because of my offset liability. Now, once I have offsetted liability, what I'll do? I'll submit or I'll file my return. So process 1, preview, 2, pay, 3rd, file. So see here, once I click on the file GSTR 5A by DSC, system will say, okay, do you want to file or proceed? I'll say yes, I want to proceed. System will ask for one-time password or DSC, right? After that, system will say filing successful, right? And see here, status is filed. Status is filed. So friends, this was your GSTR 5A. Any query on GSTR 5 or 5A? Any query on GSTR? Yeah, Antara, even if you are doing a supply one time, each and every return you have to file, even nil return you have to file. So if you have done supply in one time, and if you see that you don't have any future business in India, or you don't want to do business in India, you can apply for cancellation, and you can surrender your registration, and then you can close your business. But if you want to continue in doing business, this return you have to file. Even if you have nil return, you have to file this return monthly. Till the time you have taken the registration for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you have to file. So annual return is not applicable for GSTR 5A. Annual return is only applicable for regular taxpayer, composition dealer. Apart from regular taxpayer and composition dealer, annual return is not applicable to anyone else, right? So when we'll discuss in detail the annual return or the GST audit part, we'll discuss all these aspects as well. Anyone, any query on GSTR 5 or 5A? ITC block for whom? Bharat, can you tell me ITC block for whom? ITC block for seller or the recipient? Recipient is B2C. B2C will never take any input credit. B2B, since he is located outside India, any purchase he is doing outside India, ITC is not applicable because he is not registered in India, right? If you want to take registration, they will have to come to India, get a registered in India, file GSTR 1, file GSTR 3B, then you can claim ITC. If you are filing GSTR 5A, you cannot claim ITC. That is how the law is structured, that they will not get any ITC in India because they don't have any presence in India, right? Now friends, we'll move to the most interesting and important aspect of return filing, right? So again, you can download file return as returns. Thank you for watching our video, and we hope that you enjoyed this learning series GST with Tax Marvel. And don't forget to share, like and subscribe our videos, and do also tell your friends or colleagues who want to make their career in GST or want to get updated on GST aspects. Thank you friends. Thank you.